But let's get started. Our two experts are here with us. Vishal Malkan of malkansview.com is a stock market expert, and Hemant Rustagi of Wiseinvest Advisors joins in as a personal finance expert this afternoon. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thanks very much for joining in. And it's an important day, actually, because there would be a lot of viewers out there in need of advice on what to do with their portfolios. So first up, we have Navneet, who calls in from Bangalore, and she has a query on TVS Motor. Hi, Navneet.
Hello there. I actually want to know about TVS Motor. I have 275 shares at a rate of 191. And I saw it going to 320 levels, but I didn't take out the money at that time, expecting that it would rise further. Now, with every passing day, the money has dipped with the share price falling. So I'm just in need of advice. What should be done right now?
Okay. Vishal, what does the person over here do? She didn't have a strict target in mind, and therefore she couldn't take advantage of the higher levels. Nevertheless, she's still making quite a bit of money on her investment. What's the outlook on TVS Motor? Should she book some profits right now?
I would say TVS Motor is still, the uptrend in TVS Motor, the long-term uptrend in TVS Motor is still intact, and we had a correction from 320 to 220 in the last 3-4 months, and 220 has become a very strong support from which we are seeing this bounce. So I would suggest that she should hold on to this position with a stop loss of 220, and we can expect the price back to 300 or 300 plus in next 3 to 4 months.
All right then, that's the call coming in. In fact, hold on to it. Maybe you'll get good returns in months to come, and maybe the stock can move back towards the 300-odd mark. But let's pull up SR Oil. You know, from the broader markets, I was trying to find a few winners, and SR Oil is something that caught my eye. I think the stock has spiked up, and it gained close to around 4% just in the last few minutes. So keep an eye on that stock. It's seen a big correction from around the 155, 160-odd mark. But currently as well, the stock is spiking up. Just take a look at that. Volumes as well picking up on that counter. Watch out for that stock. But let's get to our next query. We have Priya Shukla, who writes to us from Gujarat. She wants to invest 10,000 rupees per month in mutual funds. She wants returns in the next 3 years. She wants advice on which further her query. She wants to invest 10,000 rupees per month. Help her out with the funds.
Well, I think there are two important factors in the information that she has given. One, the time horizon is 3 years. I think it's very important to have a well-defined time horizon before you start your investment process. The second thing is she said that she can invest on a monthly basis. So considering these two, I think she is in a position to take some amount of risk. So my recommendation would be that she should opt for equity-oriented balance fund, and she can invest in those funds through SIP. A couple of funds that I'm recommending for her, one is Tata Balance Fund, and the other one can be SBI Magnum Balance Fund. These two funds have been performing consistently well. So even though these funds, let me say that they have around 65 to 70% exposure to equity, but the fact that there is a volatility in the market and the fact that she'll be investing on a monthly basis, she will actually gain from this volatility. So I think two balanced fund would be apt for this kind of time horizon.
Good advice, Hemant. Priya, I hope you were listening to that. Up next, we have Padma, who's called in from Kerala, and I think she's interested in a few stock ideas. Hi, Padma. How can we help you?
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. What's your question?
Actually, I have a good portfolio of myself, and I want to add the IT shares at this time in my portfolio. And my preferences are Infosys and Persistent. So I would like to know from our experts that whether I can enter at this level of time.
Okay.
Because all the IT stocks are corrected a lot now, no? That's why.
Okay, and can you tell me what kind of a portfolio do you have already so far? I mean, is it frontliners? What kind of sector exposure do you have?
Yes, ma'am, yes. I already have in my portfolio HUL, ITC from the FMCG stocks. And from banking stocks, I already have Yes Bank, DCB, Federal Bank, Karnataka Bank, SBI, PNB, and lots of banks I already have. And now I want to add ICICI also to my portfolio. So at this level, can I add ICICI also?
Okay, so you have two questions. One is that you want to add to your banking portfolio by adding on to ICICI, and the second is that you'd like some exposure to IT stocks. Now, today, the fundamental news flow is that Tech Mahindra, which is one of the bigger IT companies, has actually announced a profit warning for the first quarter, which means that in the earnings which are going to be announced immediately for the quarter which is currently on, that they may see a much lower profit figure than they had actually expected. Because of that, we've seen quite a bit of pressure on the IT space. But for a technical analysis, let me hand it over to Vishal.
Sumera, before we get to Vishal, let's just pull up the Nifty. The Nifty has gained close to around 30-35 points in the last few minutes, and it's all happened in a jiffy.
Wow.
Just pull up the Nifty, just take a look at that. Pull up a few stocks. Ambuja Cement should come up for you. Hero Motorcorp as well should come up for you. There's something big that's happening here. There's a big recovery of close to around 50 to around 60 points in the last few minutes. So just pull up these stocks. L&T should come up for you. That's a big heavyweight over there. Just take a look at L&T. That one, in fact, has spiked up, and as well as HDFC. That's the other big heavyweight. So these stocks, in fact, have gained, and the Nifty has done a brisk 50-point gain in the last few minutes. The Bank Nifty as well has gained close to around 250 points from the day's low. So stocks are definitely moving around today. Tata Motors as well, that's a big heavyweight as well. That one as well has pulled back from the day's low. So it appears there was some big covering or something on that front, because we're not getting too much of positive news coming in from the Eurozone. But there was a big recovery. It wouldn't be a bad idea to pull up some of those European markets, the likes of the CAC as well as the DAX should come up for you. Let's see if there is some cutting of losses. So those markets, in fact, they're still sitting with cuts of around 3% odd. So nothing much, Sumera, in those terms, but quite a big recovery is what we saw.
Yeah, I wonder what is the reason behind it, I mean, as we speak now, at one time it looked like 8,200 would be, under threat. Now it looks like even 8,300 is within reach. So, yeah, let's see. We'll have to wait by. I really don't know if there's any fundamental news flow that has come through from Europe. But for now, there's really nothing that we can update you on what has led to this big recovery. But like Nigel said, some of the stocks which have done a turnaround include Ambuja Cement, Tata Power, L&T, Power Grid. There's BHEL to some extent, ACC. But let's wait by and see if these gains actually sustain over the last 1.5 hours of trade. But for the moment, let's quickly answer our viewers' query. We had Padma asking us that she wants to invest in ICICI Bank as well as select IT names like Persistent and Infosys. Vishal, what's your advice?
I would say ICICI would be a good bet at this moment with a stop loss of 280, and I guess she already has a decent portfolio on banking. I would also recommend that if she can put some money in IndusInd or Kotak Bank, because those are the outperforming stocks in the whole banking sector, and that still looks good. And looking at the IT stocks, I would say Infosys would be surely an avoid right now, because it may go up from here by 5-10%, but overall it's not the same growth story we would have a couple of years back. And as far as Persistent System is concerned, I think there is a good deal right now. It's a good decline in the last few days we have seen, and we can buy this stock with a stop of 575. And we can expect some movement in this in the next few weeks and target around 650 to 675 in the short term and 750 in the medium term.
All right, then let's pull up a few more stocks, because the Nifty is moving around a fair bit. Pull up ICICI Bank. That one has recovered close to around 1% in the last 10 minutes. Pull up that bank. In fact, it was down close to around 2.5%. ICICI Bank comes up for you on the screen. Axis Bank as well should come up for you on the screen. So let's quickly pull up a few of these banking names in the Bank Nifty. Take a look at it. In early morning trade, in fact, it was down 550 points. So the first couple of hours as well, it was down 550 points. And then, in fact, it staged a bit of a recovery. Currently, the Bank Nifty is down only around 250 points. But as Sumera said, sustainability of this pullback is something that we're going to be looking forward to. Let's do one quick thing. Let's slip into a short break, come back, answer all your queries, and keep an eye on the markets as well. Stay tuned.